Hello. So I am Jennifer and I am a grateful prisoner of Jesus Christ. Y'all, we about to go there. We about to go there. Get ready. So the Lord placed something heavy on my heart and he was like, Jennifer, I want you to talk to the women that are out there that are in marriages. They have kids, they have families, and they're doing the best that they can. And I want you to tell them what my heart is for them. I want to tell you that the Lord sees you. He sees you. He sees your pain. He sees your hurt. He sees your struggle. Now, I understand that in relationships, there is no perfect relationship. There are ups and downs, sideways and byways. I know, right? Like, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. So, in that, the guidance doesn't change. It's to see God, right? It's if you're having difficulty, if you're having challenges, you need to see God because in that situation, He can use that to sanctify you, right? And in that, to show the example for your husband and help him by witnessing your change and your transformation and your healing to seek that for himself. I'm talking about situations in which you are rejected constantly, you are neglected, you are unloved, uncared for. You're in this relationship and you feel abandoned in it. You are doing everything that you can. You are cooking, you are cleaning, you are taking care of kids, you are working to try to keep the family together and trying to come up with family time. You are working to try to keep the household afloat, right? Grocery shopping, toiletries, trying to make sure everybody's needs are met. Hey, I know this person is trying to not eat meat. Let me make sure I have some non-meat options. Or hey, this is this person's favorite. Trying to make sure your husband is taken care of. He has the foods that he likes, the meals that he likes. Oh, he doesn't like, onions. He doesn't like this. Let me make sure I don't put anything in that. Let me make sure like I check on him and see how his day was and try to give back massages and try to sit and like listen to him and try to provide some, guidance or some support or whatever it is that he needs. You're running around here all day trying to take care of everybody else's needs. Meanwhile, who's coming to check on you to make sure that you're really okay, coming to sit with you? Who's coming to surprise you with little love gifts and, hey, here's your favorite candy bar. I just was out and I know you like these. Who's coming to make you a meal? Hey, I just wanted to make sure that you knew you were loved. Like who's taking care of you? Nobody. Because everybody's focused on themselves, and you are sitting there and you are overwhelmed because it's 9 o'clock at night and you have not taken a break. You have a long checklist of stuff that you had to do all day and you still didn't get stuff done. Why? And it feels like it's you. It's you all alone. You just trying to keep it all together. And then it shows, right? It shows on yourself in the way how you look and the way how you carry yourself. What does it look like? Yeah, you look like rejection. You look like neglect. You look like abandonment. You look like you were there to do everything on your own. You look like stress. People wondering why you don't have your hair done, your nails done, why you don't. I wasn't looking like this when I was in the house. No, I look like depression. That's what I look like. Laughing right now, but somebody knows what I'm talking about. Somebody is like, girl, I'm with you. Honey, you think I was doing all this? First of all, I couldn't afford all this. Mm. But I was looking like hell on wheels. Why? Because I was feeling like hell on wheels. Why? Why am I get dressed up to sit on the couch and get ignored? No. Like, there are women that know what I'm talking about. Like, all I feel is hate. All I feel like is a burden, is a nuisance. Like I'm bothering you. Like my presence is bothering you. And you want me to look like Jessica Rabbit? I'm working my butt off. I can't wear heels to the grocery store. I gotta do laundry, grocery store. I gotta get stuff for the house. I gotta try to cook. I gotta try to clean. I gotta try to figure out my life. Look, the kids are coming in here every 5 minutes talking to me about their beautiful lives and what's going on, but I can't even focus because, like, I got so many things that I got to do. I'm trying to take care of like everything. That's what I look like. And you some nights are like going to bed and you don't understand because you're so tired when you get into bed that you want to be available for your spouse, but you can't because you're exhausted. Honey, it's closed. I can't do nothing about it. I'm tired. Why? I'm tired of life because there's no love, there's no support, there's no oneness, there's no sharing. There's no one in here doing this thing with me. I feel alone. I feel abandoned. I feel rejected. Not even that I don't feel loved. I don't feel liked. I don't feel like desired or craved, right? Like I'm feeling away. It's been 2 months, 3 months. Nobody's asked you out on a date. Nobody's asked you what you want to do. Nobody's asking like to spend time with you and hey, what do you like? What are you working on? What's going on with you? For real, for real. Yeah, it's just a check in the box if they do, so that it could lead somewhere else. Gosh, the loneliness, the despair. Mm, I'm telling you, that neglect is something else. That neglect is something else. We know that emotional attention is something that people need. They did those studies with babies, which I know you guys are all familiar with, but just that what happens to children in their development when they don't receive that emotional connection. But yet we have women out here who are starved of it. They are starved. They have no one to emotionally connect with on that level. They're married and it's supposed to come from their husband. And heaven forbid they get it from somebody else, some emotional attention, because they're trying to be everything for everybody else. They don't even have time. Then a man, happens to say, I like your smile. And they're like, oh my gosh, a compliment. What's that? What's happening? What's going on? Oh my gosh. Because nobody's told them they're beautiful. Nobody's told them that they have a kind spirit. that they love them, that they care for them. So when somebody else does, they don't know what to do. They get ready to short circuit. But then they return home to these households with men that just don't love them. They don't express love. They don't express light. Like, there's an undercurrent there somewhere. Somewhere deep down, if you dig real deep, there's a little small puddle of love. I know that, but it doesn't show up on a daily basis. So what are you left? You're left living life on your own. Do you know what that's like to feel like you're living in a marriage being abandoned? And because you're not getting this emotional need, yeah, being starved of a need. It's a situation. When people are starved, you see a different side of them. You see a side to where they're going to act irrational because they're starved. Oh, she's always nagging. She's like, why can't we go on dates? And why can't we do this? And she's always like so spastic and she's like bipolar and she's this. She is starved of emotional attention. She is starved of emotional affection. She feels alone and abandoned. She needs support. She's tired. She's worn out. She cannot take care of everything and everybody and then still take care of herself. It's too much for her. Men are making too much of a demand on women. And then what do men usually say with that? It pushes them even further away. So now you got a woman that is emotionally abandoned, emotionally neglected, constantly rejected, constantly, even sexually constantly rejected, neglected, tired, burnt out. She has died a million deaths in that house where she's constantly had to be on her very last, where she feels like she's out of gas. All of her wants and needs got to die so she can take care of everybody else's. And then what happens? She feels like she has nothing left. She goes to bed on E, on negative. She going to bed on smoking fumes, y'all. And then she got to wake up and do it all over again the next day. Did that hit or did that hit? Mm. Did that hit or did that hit, ladies? Come on. And you do it because you love your husband. You love your kids. You love your family. You want to do what you have to do for the sake of the household. You'll suffer. You'll sacrifice. You'll die again and again and again. If that's what it takes for your family, you will suffocate in a household. You will suffer in a household. How many of y'all are drowning or know what it feels like to drown in a household? And you are just reaching out for somebody to help you. Somebody lift me up. Somebody grab my hand. Somebody, please. And the one that's supposed to do it just looks and is like, that's her fault. You get that sentiment, right? She put herself in that situation. She does it to herself. When I tell you. The Lord does not want you to live like that. The Lord is calling you to be a mother, to be a wife, but He cares about you as a person. He cares about you, I'm telling you, as a woman. He wants you to be well. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to have joy. He wants you to have abundant life. If you don't have joy, if you don't have happiness, then what type of model is that for the next generation coming in? What do they then think of marriage? How do they view being a mom? That leaves them to think, I do not want to get married. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I seen what happened to my mom. She was stressed out. They like, I want to be like my mom. My mom was crazy. Okay, give it a second. Get you some kids and get you a husband, a certain type of husband. You gonna understand? We gonna revisit that conversation. Some of y'all waiting on the day. I can't wait till she. Mm-mm. But it's not the Lord's heart for you to live like that. It's not. So my whole soul goes out to you. It really does. I want to just tell you in this moment that I understand, that I know what that feels like, that you are not alone, that there are so many women that are quietly suffering in their households, that are quietly drowning in their household, that really have, and this is sad, it really breaks my heart, that are dying. They are dying. They are dying emotionally. They're denying themselves in so many different ways because they're not getting what they need. And it hurts so bad that they just have to kill it off themselves. I know that there are women out there that are like struggling and they're thinking, why doesn't he like me? Why am I not good enough for him just to talk to and have a conversation with? Why am I not important enough for him to make time for me? Why is it that he lights up when he talks to all of his friends on the phone and he's in such a rush to spend all day doing all of this stuff with him? But when he comes home to me, he says about three or four things and then he's off to go do something else. Or if he does come and sit with talking to me, it's because, you know, we've had so many different discussions about it and, he needs to make that check in a box because he's tired of hearing my mouth. But you can tell he's eagerly awaiting to go do something else because I'm not entertaining enough for him. I'm not enough for him. So as he even talks to me, he's on his phone. He's on his computer. Why? Because I'm not enough stimulation for him anymore. He can't even be bothered just to listen to me. He has to have his attention divided because I'm not enough to captivate the attention. Why doesn't he like me? Why doesn't he want to talk to me? Why doesn't he want to spend time with me or interact with me? Oh, it's because she's crazy. She's, caught. Well, help her. Maybe you could figure out why. It's because she does it to herself. She says she's, always complete. Well, help her. I know she's your helpmate, but you're also her head. Are you covering her? Are you washing her over with the word? Do you know Jesus will be your husband for a while? Go spend time with Jesus. Go. That's when things started to change for me when I fully lost myself in Jesus. It did so many things. It did so many things. And I really want to talk about it because I don't want that to be just like a blanket statement, just like, oh, try Jesus. And you like, yeah, okay, I tried that. Because I remember crying out to him at night, crying. Why am I so alone? Why am I by myself all the time? Like other women, I see them. They're on walks with their husbands, with their men, they're out places. And I'm always alone, always alone, always. Why? Because you're embarrassed to be seen with me because I look like depression will help me. Help me. Oh, I get tired after a while. What are you doing? What are you doing? What's your contribution to the family? What's your contribution to the household? What do you do on a daily basis to get up and say, what can I do for my family? But when it's all left on a woman to do all of that, it's tough. When I gave my whole soul to Jesus, I was like, Lord, I'm yours. I'm doing this. I'm getting released from this cycle of not knowing who I am, of being down and out, of being depressed, of being stressed, of all these different things. I'm just tired. Let me tell you the first thing it did. It shifted my attention from marital stuff to Jesus. Now I had a new focus. It was, I'm doing this thing with Jesus. And the beautiful part about it that as I committed myself to the Lord, he revealed more of himself to me. So now I began this relationship with the Lord that I never had before. The Lord is talking to me. I'm talking to the Lord. And he was drawing me in deeper. Like the Lord was like sucking me into him. And thank goodness he did. Where he was just in my ear so loud. He was so like, and not in an obnoxious way, but in a, I want you to hear my voice. I want you to know I'm speaking to you. He began just talking to me and training me and teaching me and healing me and taking me through all these different exercises and things to work on my character, to help me in purpose, to show me who I was. So it got the attention, y'all, off of him, off of my spouse at the time, and it created a divide, some distance. And at the time, he was using that to show me who I was and the purpose he had for me and the direction he wanted me to go in, y'all. I started to get free. I started to get relief, y'all. I started to get peace. I actually started to get joy. Yeah, I was tired still because the Lord had me working. Mm. The Lord had me busy, y'all. The Lord had me like in it. I was in school, like I was in boot camp. I was getting processed for real. But it was such a beautiful thing that I just had going on with the Lord, and it filled that intimacy need, that emotional need that I had. It came from the Lord. Like all of a sudden, the Lord was talking to me. The Lord was spending time with me. I had a day, y'all, where I dressed up and I was looking in the mirror, and the Lord was like, "This is gonna make me sad." The Lord was like, "Jennifer, you're beautiful." And I hadn't heard that in so long, and he was just like, "You are beautiful." Mm. Now, I wasn't looking nothing like this. He had stripped me down of all of this. But he was like, "I just wanted you to hear that because you haven't heard it in so long, but I want you to know that you're just so beautiful." Oh, like the Lord actually allowed me to see, like, I'm in it all with you. I'm watching all of it with you. And if you could just come unto me, I'll help you with it. I'll help you navigate it. I'll help you understand it. I'll help you get through it. Then he started teaching me a lot about my relationship, a lot of what I was doing, right? In my thought process, that I was always so negative. I would wake up and I would be thinking such negative, hateful things about my husband all day. So he allowed me to see, like, it's constant and it's incessant and it's unnatural. That's the enemy trying to create separation, divide between you two. Like, you're getting up thinking that way, you're going to bed thinking that way, finding different ways. How do you think that's coming forth in your interaction with him? Right? It's showing up because you've built up this store of negative emotions all day that it's easily triggered. Could be a reason that he didn't want me around me, one of the reasons. I didn't say I wasn't doing that, honey. Can I get an amen? I didn't say I was scot-free. Honey, not getting no help, not getting no emotional attention, none of that will make you think someone else is the enemy, right? Somebody's supposed to be helping me. Why ain't they helping me? But we have a part in it too, right? So he was showing me my part in it, but then he was also showing me himself and what his motivations are and what he was doing. And then he also showed me not just negative things, but also beautiful things, you know? There's a reason why there's a lack of communication, you know? Have you made him feel safe enough to communicate with him? Have you, allow him to be able to speak without cutting him off? Will you sit and listen to him? You know? When people don't feel heard, they stop talking. Mhm. How much room do you really give him? So he started working with me on all of this stuff, and I started getting better. But then he said this, y'all. He said, "Stop talking to him. Cut off communication." Okay? I need to deal with him, and I need you out of the way for a little bit. I need to check his heart and see where it's at, but I need to deal with him, and you're getting in the way. So I said, "Okay." About a month went by. Do you know I had freedom, I had liberation, I had peace, I had joy. I couldn't understand. It was like I went from being like to hear with the Lord to like it just skyrocketed, y'all, like out of nowhere. Like I got so drawn in and sucked in with the Lord. It was like a balloon that had been tied down and somebody cut it and then it just floated away. When I stopped that communication, it was cut, cut. And then once when I realized that, you know, I was still at times just try. And then one day I just cried out to the Lord for release. I said, please, God, release me. Why do you want me to live with such rejection and such neglect? Like, God, please release me. Please release me. I have got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. I cannot do this another day. I said, Lord, please. I just cried out to the Lord. I didn't get a response. I didn't get a response. It wasn't long after that the Lord told me to clean up the house, whole house. Then the Lord told me, go through your house if you're going to move. If one day you want me to move you all into a bigger house, you need to start preparing, like start clearing out all the stuff you don't need, all the extra stuff you wouldn't take with you, start clearing it out. I said, okay. My son got saved. It wasn't long after. I mean, we're talking about a matter of weeks. My son got saved. He's telling me to pare down. I need to go through and I need to give all my stuff away to the poor. He tells me to go into the garage, get all the stuff that you don't want, purge it. Like, purge it. All your memories, all this stuff, get rid of, like, now. The next day, after I got all my stuff out of the garage, he said, pack up this backpack, let's go. Go. Where am I going? Go. He had been dealing with me and showing me some stuff, you know, like would I ever go to China? Would I ever travel? Would I ever do this? I talked to the kids the day before. I actually thought he was going to send me to China to go work with the underground church and go get persecuted. He had me watch Church for Christ. He asked me if I would. I said, yeah. So I'd already talked to my kids like the day before and was like, hey, if the Lord sends me, would you guys be okay? And I was so sold out for the Lord. They already knew. They was like, yeah. So like he set everything up for me. Mom went to a nursing home, all that stuff. And then that day he was like, go. The Lord had heard my prayer for release and he made a way of escape. You see, when I got the call to leave, when God said go, honey, my soul was gone. My soul was already in the car on the way out. I was so ready. It was already down the street. But there was just a part of me that was like, oh, like this is kind of crazy, like I'm about to leave my family, I'm about to leave everything. My kids are 19 and 21. But still, I mean, they got jobs, they got school going on, and he's actually a really good fit for them. He's a really good dad. Um, but it was time. It was time. I have to bring this up because yesterday, I'm still going through this process with the Lord. Look, you don't see depression on me no more. You don't see emotional abandonment on me no more. I look good, baby. But this is all the Lord, right? The Lord's like, hey, you got stripped of it. You lost it for me. Now I want you to pick it back up for me. Hmm. Because I got a message I want you to give the world. You about to make a worldly presentation so you can give it to them. Okay, I could do that, bet. And he just started working on me, putting this all together. So now I'm doing this with the Lord, and I'm loving it. But yesterday, still going through this process, I was this Abraham call because I didn't go straight to the promised land. Oh, no. The land I would show you was a parking lot for your girl. It was in a Jeep in a parking lot. And I was like, yo, yo, path to my promised land is homelessness, y'all. I ain't got no address. Right now, I don't have an address. Ask me where I've been everywhere. Everywhere. And y'all, I'm at the point where It's just where the Lord wants me to be at is that it don't even matter. This is how much it don't matter. Yesterday, I didn't have any like money in my account. I had cash on me, right? I had a little bit of cash on me. And I knew if I made a deposit, like it wouldn't be available in my bank account for a couple of days. So I knew I couldn't go deposit money in the bank. Now I had to leave this hotel because I had been there for 14 days already. And after 14 days, you have to leave for a day and then you can come back. It's a military hotel, so it's cheaper rates, and they want to make sure that it's available for everybody. They give everybody an opportunity, so you can't just live in the hotel. It's understandable, right? So I'm like, where am I going to go? Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I'm waiting for the Lord to tell me because the Lord's been instructing my every step. He's been telling me, go to a car, go to a tent, go to a hotel, go pack up, go do this, go do that. The Lord's been showing me what to do. Oh, yeah. He's been showing me. But today he didn't show me. So, okay, maybe today is the day I get all my blessings. Maybe today is the day I get my promised land. So I go to the parking lot at the gym, right? And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, God, what is going on? Like, what am I going to do? And he's like, just sit, just wait, just sit, just wait. And he's like, kind of hyping me up, like something big is going to happen. So I just wait. But then I'm like, I don't want to be in this parking lot because like somebody I knew was there. And I was like, okay, like this is awkward. All my stuff is in the back. Like, can I go to the beach? Because it's down the street. So the Lord was like, yeah, go ahead and go to the beach. So I went to the beach and I was there. An hour passed, 2 hours passed. I try to go to sleep. The Lord's like, nope, Jennifer, stay up, stay up. I said, why? Like, he's like, you need to stay up, you need to be ready. And the verse that came to mind was the virgins with the oil. Like, you want to make sure you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Stay ready, Jennifer. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm like tired. It's hot in this Jeep, right? The wind's blowing, but I'm like, feel like Jonah, like, okay, God, the Lord gave me a little breeze. He gave me a little something, gave me a little covering. But I was still like miserable in this darn vehicle. I'm all dressed up. I got a full face of makeup. I'm like, hmm. And this is the interesting part, right? What I start hearing is, go home, go back, go back. And it was almost as though the Lord was saying it, but it came a little different. So I was just like, mm-mm, no. And it kept saying, go home, go back. He'll take you back. Go home, go. Meanwhile, I'm tired, I'm hot, I don't have a place to stay, I don't have a lot of cash on me at all. Like, I was down to like just my last little bit. I don't know where I'm gonna stay tonight. I don't know where, and all I keep hearing is, go home. Y'all, 2 hours pass, 3 hours pass, 4 hours pass, 5 hours pass. I can't sleep. The Lord won't let me sleep. I'm just up. Y'all, I even had like on a puffy vest. Like I was looking cute. Your girl was cute, but I was hot cute. You ever be cute but uncomfortable cute? That cute come at a cost. You struggling because you hot, your feet hurt. But you cute, girl. You slaying them. You killing them. Go get them, girl. But you uncomfortable. That's all it was yesterday. At around hour 6, your girl was cooked. Your girl was cooked. And I think I cried probably about 3 times, crying out to the Lord, Lord, please help me. Please, God, deliver me. Please, God, I'm reading Psalms 91. Your word says that if I call on you, you will rescue me. In this moment, I'm calling on you, Lord. Where you at? What does your word say that you will do for those that love you? I'm like desperate. I'm going through it. And all I keep hearing throughout is go back, go. Finally, I kind of get this sense that at the 7 hour mark, I'm good because I'm thinking the number seven, completion. So I'm thinking the Lord wants me to stay there for 7 hours. I'm thinking maybe the Lord said that to me. Maybe the Holy Spirit was speaking to me and maybe wants me to stay for 7 hours. The seventh hour came and it went. So I asked the Lord, I'm like, Lord, can I go to Subway? It's right around the corner from the house. He says, yes. Go ahead, go to Subway. We're talking too about just planning and strategizing and all these things. So I go to Subway. I have to go to the bathroom at a different place. And then the Lord's like, okay, you know what to do. Go ahead and go to the parking lot. And it's this parking lot he had me go before one of the parking lots where I went to go sleep at. And he said, go ahead and go to the hotel room. Right. So I went to the hotel and then I looked at my bank account because the Lord was telling me, like, I was supposed to get paid, and I wasn't supposed to get paid to the next day, the 31st. Really, payday is on the 1st. So I was thinking I would get paid on the 31st, which was the following day. Well, it happened on the day before that, which was the 30th at 9. It was like 8:57 when the Lord told me to check my phone and to go look while I was sitting in the parking lot at the hotel that I just pulled up in and the money was in my account. He said, go get a hotel room for 2 days. Here's the point of that story, y'all, is that, oh gosh, the Lord told me, He was like, I needed to test you. The next day, He tells me this during my devotion time in the morning. I needed to test you to see where your soul was at. I needed to see if that's what your desire was. I cannot take you into your next. I cannot bring you into this next season of your life, having you still desiring to go back. I need to know that you are fully committed into moving forward with me. If I bring you one of my sons, I cannot have your mind and your heart still back there. I cannot afford you breaking one of my son's hearts to go back to something that's not supposed to be for you. He says there's some people that can't go with you in your next season, and he cannot go with you in this next season like that. He can't. But I can't have you trying to bring the old into the new. I needed to know. But then because I was at my worst, right? Like I was at my worst. It was so uncomfortable, and that's what he wanted to make me. And so, like just in misery and despair that at your worst, you're just like, okay, I'll just go. Like, I'll just throw in a towel. But y'all, this is how I know I'm delivered because I said I wasn't going back. And the Lord was joking with me and was like, you were so serious. You was like, I'm not going back unless Jesus comes back in this car and tells me to go back. Y'all, I was not going back. I was not playing. I was so resistant to it. I was like, nope. Nope. I was like, God is going to have to tell me himself in a different way. He's going to have to show up like his face in the window. Like he is going to have to like tell me audibly, like, go home. He's going to have to bring somebody here to say, Jennifer, go home. Like it has to be that serious. Cause I was like, I do not want to go back. I don't want to go. There was nothing in me that wanted to go back. And it's not like have any hate in my heart. Like I'm whole, I'm healed, I feel good, I feel solid. I've been having fun with the Lord. It hasn't all been gravy, but I've been like free. It's like this is Jennifer, like Jennifer's back. Hey, I'm happy. No more, woe is me, I'm rejected. It's like, hey, we got new life coming, right? Let me go through this with the Lord, but I'm like expectant, but I have so there's no hate in my heart, but there's such an aversion to going back to that relationship. I do not want to go back to that. I will not go back to that unless the Lord tells me to. I know what that felt like. I know what that feeling was, and I don't want it. I have such an aversion, a distaste for it. I am good. I am good. And again, I've said this before. He's a good man on his own. Him with somebody else is going to live a happily ever after. Me with somebody else is going to be a happily ever after. Us together was Nightmare on Elm Street for him and me. It wasn't no easy good thing for him either. So he's going to be good. Some woman is going to be happy with him. That's somebody's type right there. I'm somebody's type. We're going to be good. But I did not want to go back. I did not. Some of y'all know if y'all get free of that, if y'all get free, you're not going back. Why? The Lord really did free me and deliver me because I used to be so attached and I used to be like so like all over him. And I used to be so like, oh, this is my life. This is like my dude. This is my person. Like I'm going to spend forever with him. No, no. Now I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way. Like something broke. Like the Lord had to deliver me. He had to break something off of me because there's nothing. There's no draw. There's no like feelings. There's no attachment. There's nothing, y'all. But then there's no hate. There's no discontent. There's no like, there's nothing. Y'all, like the Lord freed me. Did he cut a soul tie? Did he deliver me from witchcraft or something? I don't know. I don't know what he did. But I know he did something because your girl is free. Your girl is free. Your girl is like looking for how to move forward with my kids. And I talk to them all the time. And I drop off like fast food. They come over, they watch movies. I'm still talking, guiding, leading, doing all that stuff. But baby, I'm not going back unless the Lord tells me to. So the thing is, in that moment, I would rather starve. I'm just saying how real this is. I would rather starve. Hey, I'm on a fast for Jesus. I would rather sleep under the bridge. I would rather sleep in my car than to go back to that house. There's no way it wasn't even an option. Like, I'm sleeping in my car. I'll go sleep under the stars on the beach before I go back to the house. It was just not happening. So what the Lord showed me was, Jennifer, and this is just across the board, Jennifer, it's because your soul, your mind, will, and emotions was fixed on following the path that I had for you, but it's fixed on not being there. It's fixed on moving forward into your future with your kingdom spouse that the Lord showed me he was going to bring me to the person that I want to bring you to my son. Like you're already there. Y'all, my spirit is already with my kingdom spouse and with Jesus. It's already there. Physically, I'm just here waiting on instruction on how to get there. But he's like, because your soul is already in that direction, this can't phase you. This has no effect on you. So he was teaching me, yo, when your soul, when your mind, will, and emotions is inclined a certain way, when that happens, you got to understand that the thing that's happening is that because your soul is inclined in this direction, all it takes is a thought. All it takes is a movement in the spiritual realm in which you can sense something. And your soul is already going in that direction. It's already picking it up and it already wants to move. So think about this. Some people don't have issues with alcohol. Some people, it's not a thing for them. Meanwhile, some people can't even smell alcohol or see an alcohol bottle and they already on the floor. They already blacked out, right? Like it's a situation for them. It's a struggle for them. You have those people that are like, no, I've already made up my mind. I'm never drinking. I'm never doing drugs. I'm never doing any of that stuff because my family has such issues with that I don't want to get wrapped up in any of that stuff. So because their mind, their will and emotions are already set on not doing it, it don't care. It don't matter what kind of thoughts come in. It don't matter what kind of activity is going around. They are not moved. They are not stirred. Why? Because their soul is already set and fixed in one direction, right? So if you're struggling with something right now, you need to ask yourself, where's your mind at? You got to get your mind right. Where's your will at? Where's your emotions at on this thing? It's because it's bent in this area that now any sort of suggestion, any sort of thing that brings that to the surface or brings that to your awareness, you're already gravitating to that. You're moving to that. There's already a pull in that direction. So it's going to be harder to resist, to abstain, because your soul is actually already moved there, right? For me in that situation, my soul was already in another place. My mind, will, and emotions is over here with my kingdom spouse and Jesus. I'm ready for love. I'm ready to see what it does. I'm ready to be this girl with this man who's going to honor it, who's going to love me, who's going to, like me, who's going to crave me, who's going to desire me, who's going to help me want to do all of this, because I'm finally living in myself and being myself and being free to be me instead of being burdened with the responsibility of life on my own, of trying to take care of everything on my own, a partner. So because of that, there was nothing that the devil could say that would get me to go back. There's nothing the devil could do. He could talk to me all day long and try to interrupt what the Lord is doing, what direction God is trying to take me in. But honey, I'm not there. I'm not there. You can't have my soul. It's already with Jesus. No, you can't flip that and take that. My mind's already made up. I already spoke with the Lord. He said, I'm going over here. So when I hear this talking, no. So I want you to really take the time to be able to think about just in general in life, where is your soul at? Is it fixed on the things of the Lord? Is it fixed, period, in the direction that you want to go in? If not, then temptation is real easy to come from the devil and for you to succumb. All it will just take is the thoughts. But the Lord, He showed me like, yeah, I know you with me. I know. Because if ever you were to go back, yesterday was the day. If ever there was an opportunity for you to just cancel everything that we've done and been doing and retreat, yesterday was the day. That's why I had to make it so uncomfortable. Yeah. So what is the answer for you? What's the answer for you? It's the same as it is for everything else. Follow God. You need to seek the Lord and ask the Lord what He wants you to do because I don't know what that is. I don't. What I do know is that God has an answer for you. What I do know is that God has a plan for you. What I do know is God does not want to have you living rejected, hurt, neglected, abandoned, and not cared for and not loved well. He doesn't want that for you. What He wants is you. What He wants is your heart. What He wants is your trust. What He wants is for you to spend time with Him and to lay all of your cares, cast all of your cares upon Him. That's what He wants because He's going to take all of those, every last one of them. And what He's going to return to you is beauty and joy and abundant life. See, it's the devil who's killing and stealing and destroying. It's the devil that's devouring. Does that describe your life? Stuff is dying, stuff is getting destroyed, stuff is getting stolen from you. You don't even know what happened. You don't know where your smile went. That thing is gone. You don't know where that light, that life. And then men be having the nerve to be like, you just not the same no more. You're not that bright, bubbly person. You dare. Somebody felt that response. You're right. I've had a little concerns lately. I wonder why. But what the Lord, gosh, do you see this smile? Do you see this joy? Do you see this happiness? It's been so long. It's been so long since I felt this in my soul, y'all. Will the Lord do the same thing for you? Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, if this was 2 months ago, because this journey started a month ago, I wouldn't have this. Let me tell you what I would be. First of all, I would have my natural going up and it would just be thrown in the butt. We don't jump out of the shower. We don't put a ponytail holder on it, another one, and we done. Why? Because I got stuff to do and I'm wearing my sadness. I'm wearing my hurt. I'm wearing my pain. I look like what I'm going through. I sure do. What else? I'm doing dishes. I'm taking out the food so I can figure out what to make for dinner. I'm running around going to the grocery store. It's not just that that's what I'm supposed to do as a mom, as a wife. It's what I was doing, carrying the burdens of life on my own. Yeah. Feeling like a single mom, feeling like a single parent, and just living that life, knowing that I wasn't, but feeling like I was, which now made it even worse because somebody had made the decision just to leave me out to dry. And look at me now. Look at me now. The Lord upgraded me. What did He upgrade me with? A smile. He upgraded me with joy. He upgraded me with peace. And now He's about to upgrade me because He's been talking to me. He telling me have a ring. Somebody's got a ring for me. Where you at? Come on. What you waiting on? Don't be taking 3, 4 months either, because the Lord said it was going to be quick. You need to say, hey, my name is such and such. The Lord told me I'm your kingdom spouse. And then we go to the chapel. Let's not play. Let's not play with this thing. Your girl is ready like today. I'm happy to be by myself. I'm happy to be with the Lord, but the Lord has just been speaking to me about what He has plans for me. And yo, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So go get your joy, go girl. Go get your happiness. Go get your peace. Am I telling you to leave your husband and to leave your 5-year-old and your 7-year-old? You better not put that on me. Don't you be recklessly neglectful. Don't you abandon those who need you. Don't you do that. What I'm saying is, if you're in a broken place, take that brokenness to the Lord and let the Lord guide you on what you need to do about it. All right. I love you, and peace and joy is yours for the taking. Don't put up with your sad, sorry situations, honey. Take them to the Lord and let Him deal with you. Talk soon. Bye.